Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to Missy Lane's Book Nook. The last time we were together, it was a brand new year. I read you stories in January, and here it is already February. And in this month, we celebrate a very special holiday. Do you know what it is? I put it up here on our board, and you have some clues over here. It's Valentine's Day. You're right. That's a very special day for us to let everybody know how much we care about them and how much we love them, our friends and our family members. A day to give some extra hugs and some extra kisses too, maybe. And maybe you'll make Valentines for your somebody special. You can make simple cards with heart shapes and stickers. And look over here, boys and girls. If you remember last month when we read those stories about peas, I think I showed you how to make peas with your thumbprint. I did the same thing today for a little Valentine. Your Valentine doesn't have to be fancy. It could be on a Post-it note. But my little Valentine has my two thumbprints, and it says, "Thumbuddy loves you." Do you get it? Thumbuddy instead of somebody. Yeah, so it doesn't have to be anything fancy, but it's just important to tell everybody that you love how much they mean to you on Valentine's Day. I know a little girl who absolutely loves Valentine's Day. Her name is Ruby. Would you like to read about Ruby right now? So this is the Ruby I was talking about. Ruby stars in Rhyme Time Valentine. She's so excited to make homemade Valentines for all of her classmates and all of her friends. Let's find out what happens in Rhyme Time Valentine. Ruby loved Valentine's Day. "My favorite color is red. I know how to cut a Valentine out of folded paper. I can read the words on candy hearts." Ruby couldn't stop talking about Valentine's Day. Room 9 was getting ready. They were decorating boxes to collect their Valentines. They were making rhymes. Even Mr. Lister was decorating a box. "Roses are red, violets are blue. I have a Valentine for each of you." So that's their teacher, Mr. Lister. And he's even doing it. The whole class is getting ready for Valentine's Day. Look at the pretty boxes they're decorating. Anthony was signing his Valentines. "Anthony, Anthony, Anthony." "My Valentines are cartoons," boasted Lucy. "I made my cards 2 days ago," Ruby said, "with rhymes. And I'm going to wear all red tomorrow. Red top, red bottom, red tights. I even have a red name." Do you remember where he said her name was Ruby? And Ruby is a shade of red. When Valentine's Day came, it was gray. "A good day to stay in bed," said Ruby's dad. Ruby thought hard. "Roses are red, violets are blue. Don't stay in bed. There's too much to do," she chimed. She likes to rhyme, doesn't she? She'll make up a rhyme about anything. What does the dad mean when he said it's gray outside today? It was a good day to stay in bed. What does he mean? You can see out the window that the sun's not shining. It's a gray day, right? So maybe it's going to be cloudy and rainy. There was a box for Ruby. "Candy hearts, be mine," she read. Then she gave her parents a paper heart. "Sweet," said Ruby's mom. She's already passing out her Valentines. Her very first Valentines go to Mom and Dad. Ruby's coat wasn't red, so she opened it. Her red skirt swirled in the wind. Her red boots shone in the wet. The bag with her homemade Valentines slapped against her leg. The wind got stronger. The sky spit snow. "Blow, snow," commanded Ruby. Boy, she's not letting the snow rain on her special day, is she? No, she's still happy. It's not going to put her in a bad mood. Whip, dip, went the wind. Whap, snap, went the bag. Flutter, flutter, went the paper Valentines. "Oh no! Come back!" cried Ruby. "Hurry up!" called Anthony. "You're late!" Uh-oh, so she finally got to the school. There's the school building, but all of her Valentines fell out of her bag, and they're flying all over the place in the wind and in the snow. Oh, poor Ruby. After spending all that time working on those special valentines. Ruby was too mad to run. Now she is in a bad mood, isn't she? Too bad, said Lucy. Bad, sad, rhymed Ruby. Whoosh, whish, went the wind. I wish that someone could get my valentines, sputtered Ruby. Rhyme time, said Mr. Lister. He wrote red. Dead, shouted Anthony. Good, said Mr. Lister. Ruby, you always have a rhyme. Bed, muttered Ruby. I should have stayed in bed. 9, wrote Mr. Lister. Mine, said Emily. Valentine, mumbled Ruby. Room 9 had indoor recess. I'll make more valentines, decided Ruby. She fiddled with the colored paper. No more red. So she cut some hearts out of orange. Clip, snip, went the scissors. Pumpkins? Guessed Anthony. Clip, snip. She tried the green. Leaves? Asked Emily. Clip, snip. She tried the purple. Plums, said Lucy. Plums aren't for Valentine's Day. Dumb plum, grumbled Ruby. Recess was over. Ruby stuffed her hands into her pockets. The candy hearts. Sweet talk, said Ruby. So good, read Ruby. Time to deliver our valentines, announced Mr. Lister. What is Ruby going to do? Because all of her valentines flew away. She doesn't have any to put in her classmates' boxes. Anthony liked candy. Smile, read Ruby. Yum, said Anthony. Lucy skipped by. Dear heart, read Ruby. Thanks, said Lucy. Emily looked hungry. Only you, read Ruby. Said Emily. So what did she do in place of her valentines? She didn't have any cards to pass out, so she passed out her candy hearts. Yeah, that was a good idea. Good thing she found those in her pocket. Baby, baby, read Mr. Lister. Sweet treat, read Jack. High five, read Ruby. Ruby, look outside, called Anthony. What's happening outside? Loop, swoop came Ruby's paper hearts, swirling, twirling through the air. The wind blew them back. So maybe she can't get them, but they can see them out the window. And maybe they could even read some of them. I hate coffee. I hate tea. I like you. Do you like me? This one says, roses are red, violets are blue. My silliest heart goes to you. Wow. Cool, read Anthony. Awesome, said Ruby. Hush, went the wind. Look at that, boys and girls. What's happening? She couldn't get them back because she was inside the school. So she couldn't give them to her friends. But look, other people get to enjoy Ruby's valentines. Passerbys in the neighborhood are catching her valentines from the air and tucking them into their pockets. So she got to give her valentines away after all. Just maybe to not who she originally intended. But it sure looks like it's making them happy. They all have smiles on their faces. Look at the little baby who caught one in the stroller. And Ruby's smiling again. So it looks like it's going to be a good Valentine's Day for her after all. The end. Well, boys and girls, so we know that Ruby loved Valentine's Day. But I also know somebody who can't stand Valentine's Day. Somebody who doesn't like it. Let's read that story next. This is a new book called Crankenstein Valentine. So Crankenstein Valentine. If you're cranky, you're not in a good mood, right? You're kind of grumpy. And that's what Frankenstein is on Valentine's Day. He simply does not like it. Have you seen my little sweetheart, Frankenstein? You can't miss Frankenstein on Valentine's Day. You would say, Happy Valentine's Day, my love. Frankenstein would say, yuck. You would say, look who got brand new heart undies. Frankenstein would say, yuck. You would say, don't forget to bring roses for all your teachers. Frankenstein would say, yuck. He doesn't want to bring flowers for his teachers. You might see Frankenstein getting a big red smooch on the school bus. And what do you think Frankenstein would say? You guessed it. Yuck. He doesn't want any kisses. Or eating a heart-shaped peanut butter and jelly sandwich and heart-shaped apple slices and using a heart-shaped napkin covered in hearts. What would he say? Yuck. And there's somebody over here, too, that says, gah. Doesn't look like she likes Valentine's Day either. She does. Look at her cheeks. She has rosy hearts on her cheeks. You may even find Frankenstein making his own kind of Frankenstein Valentine. Do you know what his says? Roses are red, violets are blue. Valentine's Day stinks. Seriously. P.U. Oh my. Who's he going to give that to? You can certainly find him biting into a chocolate with surprise hairy coconut inside. And he would be screaming, yuck! Frankenstein does not care for that kind of chocolate. Did you ever try that? When you have something inside the middle of your chocolate, sometimes it's cream, sometimes it's a cherry, and sometimes it's coconut. Missy Lane loves coconut. Frankenstein doesn't. Or he might be helping to make the mushy-gushy Valentine's Day garland. Frankenstein does not appreciate helping to make the mushy-gushy Valentine's Day garland. Looks like he has to because the whole class is doing it, right? Making one of those paper chains. He doesn't like helping. And you're guaranteed to find Frankenstein in the Valentine's Day school pageant. Frankenstein never said he wanted to be in the Valentine's Day school pageant. Does he look happy to be on stage? Nope. Neither does she. Nope, there's absolutely no way, no doubt, not now, not ever, that Frankenstein wants anything to do with Valentine's Day. Oh my goodness, he looks so angry, doesn't he? Except for maybe one thing. A best friend who understands exactly how you feel. She gave him a Valentine that says, roses are red, violets are blue. On Valentine's Day, I feel just like you. Ew. She doesn't like it either. So they had that in common. They were two friends. And she was kind of able to make him happy again in the end, huh? So that was the story of Frankenstein Valentine. What about you, boys and girls? Do you like Valentine's Day? You do? Let's sing a Valentine's Day song, shall we? This is one you all know, and you know how much Missy Lane loves it, right? This is the one where we blow away a kiss at the end. Let's sing Skinnamarink-a-Dinky-Dink. Skinnamarink-a-Dinky-Dink, Skinnamarink-a-Doo. I love you. I love you in the morning and in the afternoon. I love you in the evening and underneath the moon. Oh, Skinnamarink-a-Dinky-Dink, Skinnamarink-a-Doo. I love you. 2. Boop, boop, be doo. Did you catch my kiss? I'm so glad. Let's read another story together, boys and girls. You can see I have lots on my bookshelf today to choose from, but I want to read one about one of my favorite PBS characters, this Aardvark. Yep, this guy right over here, Arthur. It's by Mark Brown. You know all these Arthur books, right? This one's called Arthur's Valentine. And in this story, Arthur has a secret admirer. Do you know what that means? If you have a secret admirer, that means somebody likes you, but you don't know who it is. And maybe they leave you secret notes and they pass you notes, but you don't know who they're coming from because they never sign their name. They want to keep it a secret. Yeah. So in this story, Arthur has a secret admirer. Let's see if he can figure out who it is. Someone was sending Arthur Valentines, and Valentine's Day wasn't until Friday. They were all signed, Your Secret Admirer. It was a real mystery. Who was Arthur's secret admirer? It might be Fern. It could be Buster playing a joke. Or maybe even Francine. She was always teasing Arthur. Arthur hoped it was the new girl, Sue Ellen. On Wednesday, Arthur found a new Valentine. Apples, bananas, peaches, a pear. With a face like yours, you're lucky I care. Your secret admirer. P.S. In your lunchbox, you'll find a treat. It's just for you, and it's extra sweet. I wonder what it is. And I wonder who is leaving him those notes. Arthur hoped it might be chocolate, but at lunch, he found this note. Candy is sweet. Lemons are sour. I'll be watching you the whole lunch hour. Arthur looked at Sue Ellen. She smiled. Do you think it could be her? She's smiling at him. I don't know. Francine's his good friend. Do you think it might be his best friend Buster playing tricks on him? Like making a joke? I don't know. Let's keep reading and see if we can solve the mystery. Thursday, everyone made Valentine's Day boxes. Arthur decided to make a special card instead. When everyone mailed their Valentines, Arthur put his card in Sue Ellen's box. Then, when nobody was looking, Arthur hid the Valentines from the secret admirer in his coat pocket. After school, Arthur took off his coat to play soccer, and all the Valentines fell out. Everybody laughed. Buster called him Lover Boy. Hey, Hot Lips, shouted Francine. Arthur left when everyone sang, Arthur and his girlfriend sitting in a tree. Kissing. First comes love, then comes marriage, then comes Arthur with the baby carriage. Oh, they're all laughing. How do you think Arthur feels? He's embarrassed, huh? He's probably walking. He's heading home. The next morning, Arthur said he was sick. You don't want to miss the big Valentine's Day party, do you? Asked his mother. Arthur went to school. Ick! Who sent this mushy Valentine? Said Sue Ellen. It's signed Arthur, shouted Buster. Everybody laughed again. Arthur loves Sue Ellen. Arthur loves Sue Ellen. After school, Arthur wanted to be alone. On the way home, he climbed up to his treehouse, and there he found another Valentine. I love you in London, I love you in Rome. Look in your mailbox when you get home. Your secret admirer. Oh, gross, said Arthur, and he ran into the house. We still don't know who it is, do we? Do you have a guess? I wonder if you're right. I believe this is for you, Arthur, said his mother. It's a love letter, said his sister. Arthur went to his room. There was a movie ticket in the card. My love, tomorrow is the day. We meet in row 3, you in seat A, me in seat B. Your secret admirer. On the card, Arthur saw a smudge. He looked very closely. Something had been erased. There was an F and an R and an A. Francine. That spells Francine. The next day, Arthur had a plan. He ran to the movies so he wouldn't be late. He found row 3. He sat in seat A. Francine smiled at Arthur. So you're the secret admirer, said Arthur. Good guess, Four Eyes. Close your eyes, said Arthur. I want to give you a kiss. Really? Said Francine. Close your eyes and count to 10. Okay, said Francine. Arthur, can I open my eyes yet? Asked Francine. Arthur? Where did Arthur go? He left, but what did he leave on the seat? Oh, Hershey Kisses. He said he wanted to give her a kiss. He left her candy kisses. Kisses for Francine. The end. He figured it out, huh? It was Francine the whole time. She was sending him those Valentines the whole time. I'm going to teach you another song, boys and girls, and it goes like this. You're going to make a cross your heart like you're giving yourself a hug, right? And we're going to sing, love somebody, yes I do. Nod your head. Love somebody, yes I do. Love somebody, yes I do. Love somebody, but I won't tell who. Shh, it's a secret. You don't have to tell me, that's okay. I wonder who your special Valentine is. Let's sing it one more time. Cross your hearts over like you're giving yourself a hug. Love somebody, yes I do. Love somebody, yes I do. Love somebody, yes I do. Love somebody, but I won't tell who. Shh, it's a secret. Very good. We're going to end Miss Elaine's Book Nook today with one more Valentine's Day story. Why don't we do one about our other PBS friend? Everybody knows that little red dog. He's little in this book, even though he grows to be a great big dog. Clifford. Yeah, because this is Clifford's very first Valentine's Day. It's a story about when he was a little puppy. Look how small he is there. He's so cute. What happens on his first Valentine's Day? Whee! That's me, Emily Elizabeth, playing with my friends and my big red dog, Clifford. We're excited because it's almost time for Valentine's Day. Guess who always gets the biggest Valentine? Before Clifford grew up, he was a very small puppy. He had a lot of adventures when he was little. I'll never forget his first Valentine's Day. It all started a few days before the holiday. I was making Valentines for Mommy, Daddy, Grandma, and Grandpa. Clifford wanted to help. I gave him some paper. He had his own way of cutting out hearts. Clifford doesn't have to use scissors, huh? He's ripping them with his teeth. In those days, we used white paste to stick decorations on our Valentines. Clifford liked the smell of the paste. He thought it would be good to eat. Do you think that was a good idea? No, he shouldn't be eating the paste or the glue. He could get sick. He was wrong. I had to wash out his mouth. But I didn't see the paste all over his paws. Uh-oh. What a sticky mess. After I had cleaned up my sticky red puppy, we finished the Valentines. Clifford liked the special card I made for Grandma. It says, "We love you, Emily and Clifford." Homemade cards really are the best, aren't they, boys and girls? Yeah, if you think about it, everybody in our stories today made homemade Valentines. Ruby did, even Krankenstein did, Arthur and Francine and his friends did, and now Emily Elizabeth is making cards with Clifford's help. I wanted to mail it right away, so we got ready to take the card to the post office. It was cold outside, but I made sure Clifford stayed nice and warm. How was Clifford keeping warm? He was so tiny back then, boys and girls. Look, he fit into Emily Elizabeth's pocket. Can you believe it? He's snug in there. When we got to the post office, I pulled down the door to the mail chute. Uh-oh, Clifford lost his balance. He disappeared into the dark hole. Uh-oh. The letter was in his pocket, her pocket, but also Clifford was in her pocket. And when she pulled it out and put it into the mail chute, Clifford went with it. Oh dear. He came out in the basement mail room. There he is. He sank down under a ton of letters in the cart. The postal workers didn't see him. Uh-oh. There he is. He's falling in. He's going to fall down deep. He's going to be buried in all those letters. Look closely on this page, boys and girls. Do you know where he is? If you look very closely, you can see Clifford's tiny red paw. He's saying, "Help! Help me!" Poor Clifford. He struggled and struggled trying to get out, but he just kept slipping deeper and deeper. Mommy and I told the postmaster what had happened. He took us to the mailroom. He said we can look for our puppy there. Oh, I hope Emily Elizabeth can find him. There's a lot of letters there. More and more and more letters. Everybody's mailing Valentines to their special people, their family and their friends. They all had the same idea. So how is she ever going to find him in all of those mail bins? Suddenly, we heard a sound. The mail was barking. We dug into the letters as fast as we could. They followed the sound, and they dug and they dug and they dug. And finally, they found him. Clifford was glad to see us, and we were glad to have him back. On Valentine's Day, I got a lot of cards. I loved the one that Grandma sent. For my darling granddaughter, Happy Valentine's Day. Look, she made the heart out of what? A whole bunch of little Cliffords. Yeah, she loved the Valentine from Grandma. But the best Valentine of all was from Clifford. Look at her giving her a big smooch on her face, huh? He will always be my favorite Valentine. So that was his first one when he was a small red puppy. And then he grew into a big red dog. But Clifford and Emily Elizabeth are still best friends. Well, boys and girls, I hope you have a very special Valentine's Day. I hope you have fun making homemade cards for somebody and maybe reading some special stories at home. I will see you next month in March, and we'll read more stories together then. Thanks for joining me. Happy Valentine's Day!